Good morning, guys. Good morning. Sure you're having a wonderful time. How's been your week? Hope it's been good. Welcome to today's live stream. You're welcome. You're welcome. Feel so excited to have you in today's live stream. If you have any question, if there's any pair you're considering trading today and you'd like to get my opinion on that pair, please drop it in the comment section. If you have any question, do drop it in the comment section. Okay? You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay. Please confirm you can hear me and you can see my screen. Confirm you can hear me and you can also see my screen. If you have any question, just drop it in the comment section. Where is the money in today's market? Let us know in the comment section. Which pair is going to give us the money today? Let us know in the comment section. Which pair? Okay, GJ. Okay, we'll review GJ in a few minutes. Good morning, Mr. Joseph. Good morning. Good morning. If you have any question, any pair you want us to look at together, please drop it in the comment section. So let's start. Before we look at currency pairs, let's look at the calendar. Okay, let's look at the calendar. Today is 29th of April. By 3 p.m., US will release job openings data by 3 p.m. And the previous 7.57 and the forecast is 7.49. So the expectation is that dollar will be weak. That's the forecast. Okay, that's the forecast. That dollar would be weak, that the number will decrease. That's what this indicates. Okay, the forecast value indicates that the number will decrease, which means dollar will be weak. That is the forecast. So if the actual is less than the forecast, you should expect more sales on USD. That if you execute a trade before this time, it's risky. You just have to know what you're doing. Okay, like I took a trade on Euro USD this morning. Okay, it's risky. You just have to set your stop loss. I saw my setup, and that is the reason I took that trade. I saw my setup, and that is the reason I took that trade. Okay, I'm more of a technical trader than fundamental. So anytime I see my technical setup, especially in London session, since this news will be released by 3 p.m., which is in New York session, I'm hoping before New York session, that trade would have hit by TP or SL. That is my expectation. And if before New York session, before this news is released, the trade is in small profits, I can decide to close it or risk the profits I've made on that trade. Okay, so that's my take on USD, US dollar. Okay, now let's look at dollar index. I believe you all can hear me loud and clear. Let's look at dollar index. Dollar index. Let's start with the daily. Please confirm you can hear me clearly. Okay. Let's see dollar index. So I think dollar index is bearish at the moment, and that is one of the reasons I am buying Euro USD. I feel the dollar is bearish at the moment. You can see starting from yesterday, you can see yesterday candle closed strongly. It closed strongly bearish and it closed below the support that was created here. Can you see that? It closed below the support that was created here. So let's go to 4 hour. Let's see the pattern we had on 4 hour after the close of yesterday candle. Let's see 4 hour. So you can see what we had on 4 hour. And you see this on 4 hour. Price ranged from this point to this point, right? And there was a breakout from that range yesterday. This was the range before the breakout. Okay, it broke out from that range, and I think it broke out from this support also. Can you see that? So I think what is playing out at the moment is break and retest. Break from this support. Market has retested. You can see where price is right now. You can see this is the first time it tested that level. Can you see that? test that level, and this is a mitigation block also. This is a mitigation block. Can you see that? It's a mitigation block. So, and the break from support now retest. So there's a high probability that price will drop from that uh, level, from that level. If price breaks out from this high, if a 4-hour candle closes above the high of this candle, probably they could still want to fill this fair value gap, but I doubt if they would fill this fair value gap it's created here. I doubt. Okay, but if price breaks out from this high, then that won't be the right time to buy. If you are considering buying dollar, there has to be a breakout from this resistance. In as much the market is still trading below this resistance area, dollar is still bearish. Dollar is still bearish. So if price even pulls back, probably they want to fill this fair value gap. You could only consider going bullish on US dollar if this resistance is broken. Okay, if this resistance is broken, but at the moment it is still bearish. So after the formation of this, and you can see the candlestick pattern that formed on 4-hour, it's a shooting star. You can see that a shooting star. Let's go down to 1 hour. Let's see the pattern that formed on 1 hour. So you can see on 1 hour, those of you who trade my system, you can see uh, the market is trading below the low of this 1 hour candle. Can you see that? The market is trading, sorry, the market 1 hour candle already closed below the low of this candle. Can you see that? 1 hour has closed below it, which is a sell. This pullback, probably if fair value gap was created, let's go down to lower time frame. Let's see 15 minutes. Could be a fair value gap was created. So if fair value gap was created here, you can see if fair value gap was created here, then price pulled back at this point to fill that fair value gap, and a lot of retail traders would have executed sell, right? A lot of retail traders would have executed sell after the formation of this candle, or after the formation of this engulfing pattern. Many would have executed sell, and where would they have their stop loss? Stop loss would be residing at this previous high. So I think what they did with this move was to go clear the stop losses. You can see what they did with this move was to sweep liquidity residing at this previous high, and I think that they have achieved. So if 1 hour candle closes below this low, if a 1 hour candle closes below this support we identified on, I think, 4-hour time frame, 1 hour candle closes below it, you should expect more sales on DXY. Okay, and there's a high probability DXY would come sweep the liquidity residing at this previous low. So I'm expecting DXY to create the low for the week today. That's my expectation on DXY. I expect DXY to create the low for the week today. That's my expectation on DXY. For those of you that just joined, if you have any question or any pair you want us to look at together, please drop it in the comment section. Drop it in the comment section. So for today's market, my bias for dollar index is bearish. Technically, it is bearish. But like I said, we are expecting a major news by 3, and that could also change the direction of the market, right? So, but technically, DXY should sell, should be bearish today, technically. Okay, let's go down to 4-hour. Let's see where DXY is heading to. You can see on Monday, or was it on Sunday, I shared with you guys that DXY I expected to come and fill this gap. This is where I will be going bullish on DXY. There's a fair value gap there that I wanted to fill, this fair value gap. This is where I would be considering going bullish on DXY. And I expect this to play out between now and Friday. Between now and Friday, that's my expectation on DXY. DXY should come, clear the liquidity reside at this low, fill this fair value gap, then give us a buy setup. Okay, so that's my take. So I'm considering going bearish on GU, EU, NU, maybe on Thursday. After the formation of today's candle, I will know which direction to take on those pairs. I hope that is clear. USDJPY, okay. Lee, okay, we'll look at USDJPY in a few minutes. Thanks for joining, Lee. This is the first time I'm seeing you. You're welcome. You're welcome. Please give the video a thumbs up. Give it a thumbs up so that others can get to see this live stream and also join the session. Give it a thumbs up. And if this is your first time participating, please do subscribe to the channel so that anytime I come on live, you get notified by YouTube. Okay, so that's it for DXY. I'm bearish on DXY for today's market. So let's look at Japanese yen. Let's look at yen basket. Let's look at the yen basket. Yen baskets. Okay, so let's start with this is 4 hour time frame. This is 4 hour time frame. It seems yen is bearish at the moment. Seems yen is weak. From what I'm seeing at the moment, seems yen is bearish. Yen is weak at the moment. Yen is weak at the moment. So if you're trading JPY pairs, you should look for buys on JPY pairs. On JPY pairs, I think on most on JPY pairs, JPY is the counter. JPY is the counters, and since JPY is weak, you should buy those pairs. You should buy those pairs. JPY is likely going to come fill this fair value gap. That will be its destination. This fair value gap. We have low. This lows needs to be cleared. This lows needs to be cleared. I think that's where the yen is heading to. That's where it's heading to. Let's see for hour. So you can see on 4 hour we have several bearish reversal pattern on. You can see this pullback. I think we have a fair value gap here. There's a tiny fair value gap here. You can see it. That's the reason for this pullback, this buy. There's a tiny fair value gap. Can you see that? Or let's go to 1 hour so that you're able to see the fair value gap clearly. Okay. So on 1 hour, you can see the fair value gap here. You can see it clearly here, right? It's obvious here. You can see it. This is the fair value gap. Can you see it? That is the reason for that pullback, and that fair value gap has been filled. You can see that. You can see that fair value gap has been filled. So for today's market, yen is bearish. Yen is bearish. I hope that is clear. Yen is bearish. So you should consider selling GJ, EJ. Sorry, buy, please. Buy. Yen is weak. Yen is weak at the moment. Yen is weak at the moment. USJPY is likely going to buy too. It's likely going to buy too. Okay, so that's it. So let's look at currency pairs. Let's start with GJ. Mr. Joseph, so we should look at GJ. So like I said, GJ would be bullish. GJ would be bullish. Okay, GJ is bullish at the moment. GJ is bullish at the moment. It is bullish at the moment. GJ is coming for these highs. These highs. This will be the next target. All the liquidity residing at this previous high. That's where GJ is aiming for. Okay, currently at 191.28, and if you're setting your TP at 19, that's about 50 pips. 50 pips profits. And your stop loss, if you are taking a trade on GJ, if you are buying GJ, your stop loss should be below this key support area. Your stop loss should be below this key support area. Okay, you can see it's a key support area. You can see price is trading above. You can see. Can you see it? It's a key support area. You can see. So your stop loss should be below this zone. This should be your demand zone. So if you are buying GJ, your stop loss should be below this zone. Let's say you use this as your SL 191.07. That's about 30 pips. You can use 40 pips and go for, since your target is 50 pips, you can use 30 pips. If you're using 40 pips, you go for 65, 70 pips. Okay, so that is it for GJ. GJ is bullish. GJ is bullish for today. At the moment, let me say at the moment, GJ is bullish. It could sell before the day ends, but at the moment, GJ is bullish. It is bullish. You can see price ranged. It's consolidated at this point, and there's a breakout. You can see. So that's my take on GJ. Look for buys on GJ. Look for buys on GJ. Are you guys still here? You're getting value from the class? Type value, type value. If you are yet to give the video a thumbs up, please do that. Okay, do that. If you're yet to give the video a thumbs up, please do that. Okay, which other pair do you want us to look at? Which other pair? Let me know. Let's see GBP USD. Okay, Japan GBP JPY is bullish. Let's see GBP USD. Few minutes, Mr. Lee will look at USD JPY in a few minutes. Let's see GBP USD. Okay, GBP USD. It's still my bias for GBP USD is still bullish. Still bullish. Let's start with daily. Yesterday was strongly bullish. There was a breakout from this resistance. Okay, there was a breakout from this resistance. And let's see 4 hour. So the support has been created here. You can see the support here has been created. So this is a buy at the moment. Okay, so you can see we had a resistance here which became a support also. You can see that. So this is our demand zone at the moment. So if you're buying GU, your stop loss must be below this zone. Your stop loss must be below this zone. Okay, and there's a high probability GU will go for yesterday. Am I correct? Is this yesterday's high? Yeah, this was yesterday's high. This was last candle for yesterday market. Yeah, so it's likely going to go for this high. Okay, so your stop loss should be below this level. Your TP should be above this high. Okay, so that's my take on GU. GU is bullish at the moment. It is bullish at the moment. Let's see what we have on 1 hour. Okay, cool. So the market is trading above the high of this 1 hour candle. That's a buy setup. It's a buy setup. It's trading above the high. This pullback, let's see if we go down to lower time frame. Let's see if a fair value gap was created and price wants to fill that fair value gap. Okay, this is let's see 5 minutes. Okay, so there's a fair value gap here. I think we have a fair value gap here. We had another fair value gap here. This one has been filled. So price might just want to fill this fair value gap. Okay, so if a bullish reversal pattern forms after this fair value gap gets filled, then you can look for buy. After this fair value gap gets filled, you can look for buys. If a bullish reversal pattern forms, as you can see, the market is still trading below this zone, so you cannot jump in and buy. You have to wait for a bullish reversal pattern to form. Most likely, there's still a fair value gap below, and that is why the market is still, it's trading below the 5 minutes. Let's see 1 minute. So you can see on 1 minute also we have, I think there's a fair value gap here. Okay, this could also be the reason price broke out from that 5 minute fair value gap. There's a fair value gap here. So that this is it. So it's likely going to come fill this fair value gap. If it doesn't fill this fair value gap, wait for a bullish reversal pattern to form. Okay, before you buy. That's my take. If you could say, okay, let's wait for 15 minutes candle to close above this level, this high, then you could buy. If 15 minutes candle. So it's either it comes here to fill this gap or you to look for buy setup, or 15 minutes candle close above the high of this candle before you take a buy trade. I hope that is clear. I hope that is clear. Let's look at Mr. Lee says USD JPY. USD JPY. Let's see USD JPY. Okay, let's start with the daily time frame. Let's start with the daily time frame. Yesterday was strongly bearish. Yesterday was strongly bearish. Okay. Since the dollar is weak, UJ should be bearish. Okay, UJ should be bearish since the dollar is weak. But I think a fair value gap was created yesterday, so UJ might want to fill this gap before going bearish. Okay, UJ might want to fill this gap before selling. Okay, so that's my take on UJ. You could look for sells. If a bearish reversal pattern forms on UJ, you could look for sells. Okay, look for sells around this zone between these levels. Okay, this is where you should look for sells. Just wait for a bearish reversal pattern to form on 4 hour before you sell GJ. Remember I said JPY, yen is weak. Yen is weak, so you could see buys on UJ into this zone before, because if you apply your Fibonacci, from this swing high to swing low, let's take it from this point. If you apply your Fibonacci, you would see that price is at discount. It needs to go back to premium. So premium is above level 50. So you should wait for price to pull back above level 50. Then you look for yourselves. Okay, so this would be a good area to consider selling. I hope that is clear. Mr. Lee, I hope that is clear. Any question? Any question? Is there any other instrument you want us to look at? Let me know in the comment section. Is there any other instrument you want us to look at? Let me know in the comment section. So let's look at Australian, okay, Euro USD. Okay, we'll also look at gold. Okay, so Euro USD, you can see the previous 4-hour candle. This is an inverted hammer. This is an inverted hammer. We had a fair value gap here. Okay, now the reason price might not get to this fair value gap could be this support here. Okay, could be this support. Okay, that could be the reason price might not come to fill this fair value gap. Let's just go down to the on 4-hour time frame. Let's see what we have on 1-hour time frame at this point. Let's see. We had a resistance on 1 hour. So you can see on 1 hour, this could be the reason why price would not get to fill that fair value gap. This could be the reason. You can see this. Come here also. So we can see. This is a breaker block, right? This is a breaker. This is a breaker. Price came, tested this breaker, and there's a strong rejection from that level. So it might not come to fill the fair value gap. And also, if you look at what we have on 1 hour, there is no fair value gap. But on 4 hour, there is fair value gap. But on 1 hour, you can see there is no fair value gap that it needs to come and fill. Can you see that? There's no fair value gap. On 4 hour, there is a fair value gap. So that could be the reason price will not come to fill this fair value gap, because on 1 hour, there is no fair value gap. Can you see that? On 1 hour, there is no fair value gap. So let's buy. So I'm expecting, we have a fair value gap here. I'm expecting Euro USD to come fill this fair value gap. Okay, before going bearish. That's my expectation on Euro USD. So this is my target for today. This is my target for today. Any question? Any question? Any question? Okay. Okay, let's look at gold. Gold. Before we end today's session, let's look at gold. Okay. Gold. Gold is likely going to buy today. From what I've seen on the charts, gold is likely going to buy. Let's start with the daily. Okay. Though I'm still expecting gold to clear the lows here, this liquidity that's created, I'm expecting it to clear it. Okay. But for today's market, it's likely going to buy. You can see it should come clear this low and fill this fair value gap. That's my expectation on gold for the week. Okay, but for today's market, gold is likely going to be bullish. It's likely going to be bullish. Let's go to, you can see how yesterday candle closed. Looks like an hammer, right? That's an hammer pattern. Then you go down to 4 hours, so you can see what we had on 4 hour. This pullback here, I think, was to fill this fair value gap. This pullback, can you see that? Pullback, I think, was to fill this fair value gap here. Okay, that could be the reason for the pullback, this fair value gap. Let me go down to 1 hour. Okay, so we have the fair value gap here on 1 hour. Okay, so this pullback will just be to fill the fair value gap. You can see we had a mitigation block here. You can see it. We had a mitigation block here. Okay, and also this zone, this support here could also be the reason price didn't fill that gap entirely. And you see this, that could be the reason price didn't fill this gap entirely. Okay, so you can see after price tested that zone, we had bullish reversal pattern. You can see 1 hour candle closed above the high of this bearish candle. That's a buy. So gold is likely going to buy, clear the liquidity. Okay, there's a favor gap above that high. Patience, please. The network seems to be slow. Network seems to be slow. Okay. Okay, so see the previous power candle, you can see the pattern, inverted hammer. An inverted hammer. So it's an inverted hammer, and I think we have a fair value gap here on gold. This fair value gap, I think this is where gold is heading to. Okay, gold is coming for this fair value gap. After it fills this fair value gap, you will look for sell to this low. That's what I see on gold. After it fills this fair value gap, you could look for sales to this level. That is what I see on gold. Okay, expect a bearish. Okay, it's likely going to be bullish today. Okay, but you should look for sales at this level. Okay, you should look for sales at this level. But right now it is bad. Gold is bullish right now. It is bullish right now. You should only sell after price fills the fair value gap we identified on 4 hour time frame. That will be the right time to sell gold. Any question? Is there any other pair you want us to look at? Let me know in the comment section. Is there any other pair you want us to look at? Let me know in the comment section. If you have any question, let me know. Let me know. Let me know if you have any question. Okay, there are no questions. All right. So that will be all for today's session. I hope you got value from the session, and I wish you a profitable trading day. If you have to give the video a thumbs up, please do. And if it's your first time joining the live stream, please subscribe to the channel so that anytime I come on live, you get notified by YouTube. Once more, I want to say a big thank you for your participation. You have a wonderful day.